touchdown. Just what did you see there, and just what was that feeling like for you?
Well, made one guy miss, and then I just saw Brew put in a guy in the end zone. So I think that's more impressive than the touchdown itself. The fact that he drove that guy 40 yards in the end zone, it's a great block. I mean, that's why he's probably going to be playing on Sundays, because that dude just plays hard and he gives effort for everybody, even on plays he's not getting the ball.
Austin?
When we did Vocal Confidential last week, you said that Jacob had been on you about, what kind of touchdown celebration you were going to do. What was that?
There's a TikToker that does the little jig thing, and my girlfriend always brings it up, and that's kind of what was on my mind when I did it. I don't know if that's ever going to come out again. We'll probably keep it a little bit more vanilla on the next one, just give the ball to the ref and get back.
So when you're running down the field and the place is going crazy, did the reality meet the dream?
Oh, it's the first thing going in my head is don't get caught. And then when I got in the end zone, it's crazy how much energy and excitement. So it was awesome.
Adam?
You had a drop early in the game, and then obviously you come back and score the touchdown. What's your mindset between those two plays?
It's kind of just, you got to park it and reset. Stuff's going to happen. It's football. It's never going to be perfect. So you just kind of have to move on to that next play mentality and just come back.
We're going to stand on that.
Coach Heupel just said the reason you come to Tennessee is for games that are coming up on this Saturday, prime time at the Swamp. Just what is your excitement to play in an environment like that?
I mean, for me, every game is crazy because these are my first SEC games, so I'm super excited. It's going to be a great, just area to be in. I know in the Swamp in the night, so it's going to be crazy.
Ben, and then Patrick.
Coach Heupel has talked after the past two games about the offense needing to get in more of a rhythm earlier in the game. How do you feel like the offense can get into a rhythm earlier in the game?
Just doing our stuff, just kind of getting into the flow. We know we can do better than what we've been doing. So it's just kind of just going back to the details and just getting back to it at practice and knowing who we are, building that confidence back up.
Kind of that point, McCallan, how do you guys, do you feel like you guys are just a little bit off, just need to correct some little things there, or does that give you confidence that you guys can?
Yeah, I think it's like I said earlier, it's football. It's never going to be perfect, and obviously we didn't start out fast, but we still put the ball down the field, and then we just kind of shot ourselves in the foot, which is stuff that we can control. So I think once we kind of figured out those little details, we're going to be all good.
Ryan?
Heupel told us last week how Dylan Sampson started the offseason not on the leadership council, but they added him to it in the summer. Just kind of what type of leadership qualities that have you seen from him?
I mean, it's that dude shows up, brings the same energy every day, leads by example, and then he's also super outspoken about it. He knows when the energy's down, and he demands people to give that energy back to him that he's putting out there.
Anything else? Patrick?
Yeah, when you came here, I'm sure you're excited to play at Neyland Stadium. You're also excited to play in some places in the SEC. Being a California guy, did you watch games at Florida? Was that atmosphere kind of look like? And what are you excited
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching Pac-12 games because I'm a West Coast guy. So you think about playing Rice Eccles and at Folsom Field. So coming to the SEC and seeing the stadiums here, when the first time I saw it in England, I was like, oh my goodness, this makes Memorial Stadium at Cal look tiny. So I'm pretty excited to go down to Gainesville and play.
I guess did things change for you when you find out Keenan's going to be out for a little while and you're now starting right linebacker? How did you approach last week?
We hit it with the next man up mentality. Just got to be prepared for anything that can happen because it's a long season. I mean, the worst could happen, so everybody just got to be prepared and ready to be the next man up.
How do you think you played the other night?
I think I played pretty good. Can't play perfect, but you still leave some stuff out on the field. But you just got to hit it next week. Try not to make those mistakes again.
Ben?
The first drive that you were in defensively, you got popped twice. Pretty good there. Just kind of, what's going through your head on two different occasions on that first drive? You got popped pretty good.
Hard head makes it soft, So that really like a welcome to college football for me again. But it really made me more aware of what's outside of me and around me.
Ryan?
Did you originally have a welcome to college football moment last year? Did this one surpass?
Yeah, this most definitely number one. Like, this is something I'll remember forever. But last year, nah, not really. Bama on kickoff return, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was a good little hit. So I was like, okay, good little hit right there.
Paige.
It's clear the defensive side of the ball has taken a massive step forward this season. What has Tim Banks been doing? How different does that room feel?
Man, we just want to be more aggressive. We want to be able to play in that backfield, be able to fly around to the ball, play with our hair like it's on fire. Just everybody just swarm to the net, 11 hats to the ball. Go back to the old Tennessee days, how they would just swarm to the ball to get like those guys.
Ben.
Who's going to want to run the ball on Saturday with their two talented backs? Just what have you seen from Etienne and Johnson on tape, and then what's kind of been the message about preparing for their rushing attack?
Just real good, aggressive backs. You just be able to feel off of them, good backs. Good at what they do. So just be able to have good eye discipline. Just be able to see them and stuff like that.
Patrick.
Elijah, how much responsibility do you have before the snap of getting everybody on the same page, the front and the back end, and how do you kind of work to grow into that role?
It's a lot. We all preach talking, communicating on the field. So as long as we communicate, get everybody set up, everybody knows where they're supposed to be, then we're all good on the field.
Does it help to have Aaron next to you? He's playing this defense.
Yeah. That's a true pro right there. He know what he's doing on the field.
Anything else for Elijah, Paige? And then we'll go to Caleb after that.
There were a few plays where there seemed to be a couple breakdowns on defense. You look at that fourth down conversion by Austin Peay in their opening drive. How do you all either stay detail-oriented and kind of try to hopefully prevent that next week?
We just take it one snap at a time, try to correct the mistakes that we made on the field when we go back to the sideline. But then once that happens, we all talk about it, get it fixed, and then we on to the next play.
Caleb.
Some of the younger linebackers got a lot of run on Saturday. T-Lander and Carter. What did you see from those two?
I seen some dogs. That boy Jeremiah Thielen, he a dog. He want to be out there. He real focused, real locked in on what he has to do and what has to get done. And AC, that boy, he's just different. Different type of kid, different type of want in this game. So I'm real proud of those guys.
Anything else for Elijah?
Getting McCallan's touchdown and I guess his celebration too.
Yeah, obviously tight ends, we're going to celebrate when we get in the end zone, right? We enjoyed just dancing, making a fool out of ourselves. But no, man, just how he prepares and the athlete that he is kind of shows up in that moment. He's able to make one miss and step out of one and then accelerate, get to the end zone is really special. And it was cool to watch. I know, obviously, I'm sure he talks about it, others talked about it, but, guys like Brew on the perimeter blocking for him, he's extremely grateful for guys like that. But cool for him to step up and make a play like that.
Ben.
Jacob, did Joe Milton and the offensive leaders or whatever go out of their way yesterday to address the team?
Yeah, I think that anytime when you don't necessarily feel like something went as well as you want, because as an offense we're expecting to score a lot of points, right, and then just didn't quite move the ball the way we wanted to. It wasn't quite efficient enough in the red zone for our standards, right? We won the game, which is really all that matters at the end of the day. But for our standards, we realize that there's a lot of work to do and a lot of just things that we need to talk about, and you hash it out, you talk about it, and kind of move on and just get ready for the next week.
Coach Adams talked about needing to get into a rhythm earlier in the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the offense can get into a rhythm earlier in the game?
I don't know, man. Just kind of sticking to our basics, our bread and butter, like kind of getting some confidence plays and making plays, right? I think the biggest part is seeing a guy make a play down the field or, having a back, find a crease and have a good run. Not necessarily something that's huge, 75-yard touchdown, but just, putting good plays together and kind of, getting that first down and getting that ball rolling is really big for us.
In the back.
You've experienced kind of playing in Gainesville before. In what ways is that challenging, and what do you remember from your last game that you played there?
It's challenging for a couple of reasons. I think just the weather, first of all. It's warm, it's humid in Florida, and so obviously preparing for that. It's been humid here, it's been warm here, so I think we've done a good job of exposing ourselves to that environment. Obviously the crowd, the same way when you come to a place like Tennessee, when you come to Neyland Stadium, is it's a hostile environment. The crowd's not necessarily for you and not necessarily rooting for you. And so just kind of getting used to the noise and the ruckus and hopefully able to kind of quiet it down before it gets too out of hand, I guess.
Ryan.
Michael told us last week that Dylan Sampson didn't start the offseason on the Leadership Council, but got added onto it and I guess started fall camp before. Just what did he do to gain confidence of the team?
He's just kind of stepped out there, man. He has been vulnerable and has been willing to, put himself out in front of everybody and say, like, look, like, I'm here to win. I'm here to be a leader. I'm here to just play my role. Right? And as a young guy, it's really cool to see him step up and be extremely vocal, because that's something I think a lot of people struggle with when it comes to leadership is being able to call each other out, being able to have the confidence in what you do as a man to say, hey, I need you to come along. I need you to do better. And he's done a great job, man. He'll stand in front of the team. He'll stand in front of the offense with full confidence and be able to talk and communicate everything that he feels needs to be changed, and is doing a really good job with that running back room, but also just on the offense for sure.
Jacob, selfishly for you,
Yeah.
this program's not won a conference championship in a quarter century since they won a national championship. As you go into the Florida game and it starts getting real, how much do you think about, man, I want to make it happen this year?
I mean, yeah, I think selfishly, but also just because that's what the team goal is, right? Like that's the goal every year for this team is to win the SEC championship and to win the East. Like you have to start, you got to think about just everything, right? Big picture. You can't win them all unless you win this one, right? So I think once we get into this SEC schedule, it's, it doesn't really matter what color the other team's wearing. It doesn't matter what names they got on their team, who the coach is, like where we're going. It's just a matter of being the best team on the field that week. And I think that, it gets harder and harder, right? You play better opponents, and that's not something that we're, denying, right? We're not saying that everybody else isn't good. We're just saying that, all we have to do is be the best one on the field at that moment.
Hey, you then, Ben.
A little off the field, obviously you guys walking into the stadium or ahead of each game, it's a little, get to show off your personality a little
Yeah.
bit, how you guys style yourselves.
Mhm.
Who's the best dressed, and is it even close?
I think everyone knows the answer to that. I would say myself, but no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I think especially with NIL, guys are getting a hold of some more money and getting some cool clothes and stuff like that. So it's cool to see just everybody how they express themselves and what they wear, and the ability to be able to do that. Kind of, I don't know, getting out of your comfort zone a little bit. Definitely this week with myself, with the whole denim and everything. So glad that it was received well, I think, by a lot of people.
What inspired the all jean fit?
I don't know, really. I honestly don't. I've had the vest for a couple weeks now and have not been able to wear it, and so I finally figured that I try to put something together with it, and it worked a little bit, I guess.
Ben.
Jacob, I know as a Tennessee kid yourself, you're aware of the fact that Tennessee hasn't won in the swamp in
Yeah.
quite some time, but you feel like your teammates and that aren't from Tennessee and the coaching staff that is new to Tennessee, does that even matter to them? You feel like that's something that will be overgrown this week?
I think it's something that, in the nicest way possible, everyone outside of the building cares about and talks about and thinks is a big deal. I don't think to most of the guys on the team, like you mentioned, the younger guys, like whether they really know about it or not, I'm not sure. But just one of those things again that doesn't really matter, right? When we're on the field, who cares how long it's been, right? Whether it's here or there or whatever. I'm just going out there and just trying to compete, be the best on this day. Obviously, it'd be great to win there for sure after this many years, but something that we're not necessarily worried about.
Anything else for Jacob?
Okay.
All right.